Okay, so let's get into the breakdown of this very game, Pitch It Rich, and why currently it is an absolute flop. So first of all, the founders must be brought to the hot seat. Who are the founders? Dr. Byron Cole and Bianca Miller Cole. Poor Bianca, who gets roped into these things. And her name gets muddied with this flop. And I say currently a flop, and I'm going to explain why. So let's break this down first of all. So this game was produced by me and Bianca Pitch It Rich. Let's break down how the whole story went. So we have a mentee who creates games. And I was like, okay, cool. I see lots of businesses, like an accountant. You see all the businesses. You see what works, what doesn't work. And the thing that stood out about this was the fact that her game was having an impact. And I love that. And I was tired of playing games at Christmas and New Year's and all this time, whereby you're just drinking and talking about dating. I mean, what business have I got to be talking about some of these conversations, right? So I said, I want to create a game that's about entrepreneurship. I have not seen it done. I know Stephen Bartlett created some sort of game, but I've never heard anybody play it. You know, I want to have some real impact. And I said, let me create an entrepreneur game. So we decided to collaborate. We drew up contracts, and the responsibility was to co-create the game. She had more expertise in that area, and my responsibility was the marketing, as I do everything. Without the marketing, there's no business. Respectfully, you can produce a crap product, but without the marketing, or with good marketing, you can sell crap products. And with good products, without marketing, you can't sell anything. So I said, you know what? Let's do this deal. What's it going to cost? And we said, cool. Now, the first issue arose when there was some delays in distribution or in manufacturing. And it just took too long. We ended up changing manufacturers. And then as time went on, my schedule got busier and I became slower to respond. I had to accept and take accountability. And when the game was eventually ready, it was like, at a time when I didn't have time for this game now. So we had originally produced this prototype. Now this prototype had like a timer, like an egg timer situation, if you can see that. Had an egg timer situation, and then it had the cards and a manual. And I was like, I just can't see anybody like walking around with this. Like, who's gonna walk around with this? I can't visualize this on a shelf. So I said, all right, we need to go back to the drawing board. So we played it with our friends here in Dubai, and it was fun actually. And it was learning, it was testing your business knowledge. And this is the type of game that I would want. At the time, didn't have any children, but now I'm like, this is the type of game I want my son to play, but also for business entrepreneurs who think they're the business. Yalla, let's go. Let's see what you got. So it's a very competitive game. So we knew it was good, but I just couldn't visualize. So we went back to the drawing boards and we shrunk it to this. So if you can see the difference now, same game, but look at the difference, right? Miles apart. So now I'm happy with the product. I'm proud of the product. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go. And the honest truth is, the game just launched at a time when it wasn't a priority to me. Number one problem. I have created for you the ultimate speakers checklist for free. Click the link below, download, enjoy. It has everything that you need to become a paid professional speaker. Enjoy. Number two problem is I allocated this task to put this game on Amazon to one of my team members. And whatever happened, duplicate registration or something happened with Amazon that I've not been able to fix to date, whereby I just can't remove this other listing. So they've stopped it from being sold. So that's created another problem. The problem is now, how do I sell the game? My plan was just to have Amazon, no website, nothing. Let's keep it simple. Now I had to produce a website, so I had to go back. Now I had to go create more content. Now I had to go and do a photo shoot where I nearly got scammed. In fact, I did get scammed. Forget nearly, I got scammed. So we did a photo shoot at a location. It was this beautiful mansion house. And I can't remember how I marketed it, but there was some confusion, or I don't think it was intentional at the time. I think it was like something like play Pitch It Rich with the Coles or at a Coles mansion. There was some phrasing that made it people think this is our home, and that attracted people to come and play the game and be a part of this photo shoot, video shoot, and get the content right. So we hired this beautiful, beautiful house. And I had made in my mind that we're going to have like 20 people per 2 hours to play this game. So we can get photos and use the various spaces in the house, the floor, all this stuff, the kitchen, the dining room, the pool room, all these things, right? And if I got some pictures, I'll throw it up as well. And what they did was they said, you're allowed 20 people, but anything over that is going to be a charge. Cool, no problem. I'm going to have 20 people per time. Well, they said, no, on the day. They said, every person that comes into this room, we're going to charge you. We're like, but they've gone. This is not 40 people in a room. This is 20 still at any one time. But they just basically just scammed us, and they wouldn't open the gate until we paid. Complete scam. I need to go to my credit card company. And I'm sure I'm not the first, and I'm sure I'm not the last, because the poor chap who was dealing with this, who was like managing the house, he was like, yeah, you're not the first person who's had this problem. Absolute scam. And paid through the nose. I can't remember, maybe like $5,000, $6,000 that venue cost us. And then I had photographer, videographer, game snacks, all these types of things, and the production of the game, the cost of the game, the manufacturing. Say I'm 10 or 15 grand in the hole. And that was the other challenge. And I was just like, oh my God, it's long. So all these things became a challenge, and I just lost the appetite for the game, and I didn't have the time to give it the energy that it deserves. So what happened? These games are sat in my office, floor to ceiling, and they're just there collecting dust. And it just needs, in order for me to change things, I need to either hire someone full-time to just work on this game, or that's my only strategy. I haven't got the time to put into this what it needs. So I did do some marketing. So I'll give you an example of one of the things that we did. So usually I use LinkedIn to reach out to buyers. I use LinkedIn to reach out to some buyers, Selfridges, blah, 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 sent them the game. And I just didn't have the capacity to follow up with them. Like, hey, we've sent you the game. What do you think? Blah, blah. It just needs that follow-up process, which is time consuming. And if it was a priority, I would have been like on it. But it just wasn't. So sent the game to a bunch of buyers, didn't follow up with it, and the game is sat in my office in London, or in the UK, sorry, in my Blackpool office, and in my garage in the UK. And it's just collecting dust. So, in fact, I don't think I've got any in the garage. I think it's all in Blackpool. But it's like, this is what happens with entrepreneurs. This is what happens with business owners. This is what happens when you take on too many things. Things just get you don't focus on it. You don't pay enough attention to it. And, we've sold some games. Don't get it wrong. We've sold some games. We take the games away with us to events and stuff like that. And, we sell some games. But it's got nowhere near the amount of sales, or we've not done nowhere near the amount of impact that this game should have. So, Dr. Byron Cole, Ms. Bianca Miller Cole, this currently is a flop. 2026 is here. Let's see the journey. Let's see if we can find some time. Let's see if we can find somebody, perhaps, to even take this bad boy on. Because it's a shame, because it's actually an incredible game. But anyway, that's my learning lessons. That's how not to do it, my people. And I think this is my first flop. Quite proud of that, actually. It's my first flop. It's a current flop. It's not flop entirely, but... And if anyone's got a link at Amazon, yalla, hit me up, man. But everyone says they can, but no one can. And, we're still delisted from Amazon. So maybe we'll be able to tackle it in the new year. Who knows? Pray for me, y'all. But that's the story of Pitch It Rich, how it was created, how we went from one prototype to 2 prototypes, and how I nearly got scammed. And last but not least, why it's not selling. Please, if you're not following or subscribed already, I should say, please drop me a subscribe. I'm going to be doing so many breakdowns of businesses. I'm going to be doing some bit more controversial content as well. It just is what it is. We're just going to have an open and honest conversation. This is what it's about, right? I can't just show you my highlights. I got to show you sometimes when things don't go to plan. And I guess for me as well, when you're talking about commitment, if you look at it from the other side as well, I've got no external pressure to make this game a success. So maybe in hindsight, what we should have done with my business partner for the game is there should have been a larger. Actually, you know what? Let me not even say that. I think she made some form of financial commitment. I can't remember. I'll have to double check. But you know, sometimes when you're 50-50, everyone's heart is in it. Everyone's heart is in it because it's like, yo, what's going on with this? Blah, blah, blah. And bless her, she did try to give me a prod a couple of times, but it's just like, that cue's around the block of things I need to do. Anyway, subscribe, drop a comment below and let me know what you think I should do to make a change, to make the impact, to get these bad boys in the hands of the people that need it the most. Until next time, thank you for watching. If you're still here, take care. I was about to do some sort of gun thing. Oh, what was that? I'm about to do some sort of gunshot. Wow, Byron, cancelled.